Whoa, man, man, I saw this and I had to play it coming in. Do you have any idea what that little riff is?
Need more.
I'll give you the first word to the song, and it's short.
For people.
Bingo. Short people got it.
It was sticking there, but I didn't have enough, so I needed that to push.
I'm sorry. I just, we're going to bring it right in. Let's bring it right in on a charting basis. Well, we're jumping right in today. Matt, is the market too short to implode?
Yes.
That's the question. I mean, short people, short traders. I actually like changing the words to that song because there's so many things that you can put in there. I feel like myself, like fat people. Like when I feel fat, like I got no reason.
Yeah.
People that are too short.
Yeah, it was. And again, we that's part of the reason why I was screaming on Friday at that close. Here's all you got to look at. 3-1 on the leveraged funds. 3-1 is what we were on the 27th, 450 to 163. So that was the reason why we're not going to wash out. And again, it's market mechanics. And if you look at the NASDAQ, which is not as widely traded, but we'll look at that also just for.
And this is the commitment of traders, COT, commitment of traders.
And I'm just looking at the levered, which is, traders, right?
Right on.
It's traders.
And that's what the chart there is, hedge funds. So this is, again, traders.
They're putting on leverage and size, and it wasn't as bad in the NASDAQ, but again, it's 3-1 on the mini and the micro. On the mini, not as big, but 3-1, both those were heavily levered. 2-1 on the Russell. You can see all that right here. So again, it was an extreme, and until we can work that off. And that's what these bounces are about. We got to get those people out of those positions so they can wash it down. It's the mechanics of the market. Without, when nobody's short, it can whoosh down swiftly. When nobody's long, it can whoosh up swiftly, and that's what it just did. So when those shorts become buyers, and that number that you're seeing there from whatever minus 50, hopefully goes back to zero, and then we can resume selling again when it's neutralized. So,
and I would say the only other nuance on that is if you're short and expecting a home run, like there's too many other people short. So everybody's looking to cover on, what, maybe it's a news item, maybe a garbage can blows up and you're like expecting a giant move to the downside. Well, everybody's short. So everybody's going to be there looking to take money in. It's another part of the dynamic that dissuades the market from being as volatile to the downside or any direction when there's that many people leaning.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what it is. Matt, great picture.
But it's mechanics. I mean, it's another piece of the puzzle that people need to pay attention to. It's not, and it's really not an everyday thing. But when it gets extreme like that, you shouldn't. Or rather, that is a time when you should probably fade. Whenever people are leaning really long or whenever they're leaning really short, that is a good time where you can say, what, most likely in the next few weeks, I'm going to be right here. So,
hey, Matt, my beautiful background shared by Jacob Cruz. He's a farmer in Nebraska. Beautiful sunset. Let's quickly look at the three biggies in the grains. We don't do it all the time. I'm not sure when was the last time we actually did look at the grains, but it's been a week or so at least. And you can share first, and then I just want to cover the spread. I'm an old spreader at heart.
Are you spreading fertilizer, or what are you spreading?
No. Calendar spreads. Calendar spreads, either inter commodity and or just one commodity versus another.
Here's the corn,
because I want to hear your take on all of these three separately, and then we'll see. Let's see how that pans out.
Here's the corn chart. I don't know. I mean, again, it's bouncing, it's bullish, but it's not making new highs. And you can make an argument that at some point this is a right shoulder. I don't know if we're there until you break 500, but that's kind of how I don't know, 500, 561. I mean, there's two kind of heads. This is a head, these are shoulders, this is the right shoulder, so it would have to break 500, and then obviously it can move swiftly to 400. Otherwise, I guess you got to stay bullish. Again, that's just me looking at it real quick. Beans, kind of the same thing, right? Kind of the same thing. I don't see much. It's having a weak bounce. I mean, weak meaning 1300 to 1500, and now currently sitting at 1376. Not a lot of action going on there. Wheat is again, it looks similar, but they're all kind of variations of the theme here. They're all bullish, and they're all looking maybe right-sided, but until that like neck breaks at 740 here, you really can't test 500. So your kind of lines in the sand to me are, as long as those lower necks hold, you should be okay.
Right on.
On the
All right,
bullish.
let me, you didn't quite say it, but I think you were sort of leaning towards it. So let me share this. And this is I need permission. Give me some permission. We've talked about this spread before, and there's a lot of talk about this spread during the year. Already now, Matt, out of South America, they're talking drought. That's rinse and repeat in the ags, right? It's always a drought somewhere. But this is the no beans Dees corn chart. So this is a 3-day look. We've talked about this before.
It's just like you, no beans.
And for me, I actually, I know this level here has been defended over the last 2 years, right? And that is beans like 670 over corn. Beans 670 over corn. But when we fractal in just a little of the 3-day, this is starting to look like it's gonna like it wants to at least test that 670 level. And if it takes it out, I think there's a good chance that this thing corrects to maybe the longer term levels, which is down at 658, and then you got to go back a while here. But this thing spent a lot of time much lower than these levels, down in the $4 to $5 area, beans over corn.
Okay.
It's amazing, Matt. Like the fractal, even this beans over corn looks right-sided to me, and it looks like it wants to go towards those COVID lows. I don't know. I thought I'd bring up the nuance of trading trading intercommodity spreads, intercommodity spreading at its best, especially with the harvest going on. And then you'll have what's going to get put in the ground in South America, and then you'll get how much China's actually buying because they buy so much of the world grain. A lot of inputs, and particularly in trading grains, and there's so many inputs that, again, man, familiarize yourself with the profile and save yourself a lot of heartache.
Well, and let me, since we're kind of talking about tools and things you can use, the commitment of traders report, let's look at let's just look real quick, because I haven't looked at them in a while. Wheat, look at that, squared up, baby. I mean, there's a conversation going on, as you like to say. There's a battle going on. Look at that, just long and short equal, long and short equal. The different wheats. Corn, long and short, pretty much the same. And let's look at the beans. Boom, boom, identical. So again, you're not getting much information from that report, meaning there's a battle going on, and the profile tells us the same thing. That's why these things, like when they line up or they misalign, they can be useful, but now they're both just kind of confirming each other. So you should be like, okay, those markets really are bullish in the long term, but they're not sure which way they're going to go next.
Right. And there's for sure, in the opinion and the placed bets in the marketplace, it's a flip a coin.
Yeah.
It's a flip a coin wager right now. So pay attention to that too. You got to pay attention to that too.
Yep. So anyways, I just thought I'd point that out. I thought that was kind of interesting. And I didn't know there's mini soybeans now. Okay. I didn't know that. There you go. Mini soybeans.
I remember my brother bringing a soybean into the bean pit several decades ago, and many of the traders couldn't name what it was. Couldn't tell. They're trading them. They're risking
That was, well,
thousands a day.
that was before they became trendy at the dinner table for kids,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. All right, Matt, we try to stay away from politics, but it just blends itself or bleeds itself into price discovery. You shared this. I thought it was a great little cartoon from flagandcross.com. The hypocrisy it's unbelievable. It is so unbelievable. And I wanted to bring this one up. The hypocrisy of land grabs. Oh yeah, we've never done that. But then the other one that I wanted to bring up was this one from Michael Schellenberger. In 2020, Democrats blocked Trump's proposal to buy American oil at $24 a barrel, seemingly like a good trade today. Biden officials disclosed a secret offer to buy OPEC oil at $80. Well, it's more than that now, so that's not really a secret offer. And the other thing out of the world of politics is that Russia and OPEC have decided to cut production by twice the amount that we're releasing from the reserve. So politics be damned. Money's the only thing in trading markets that matters. We've looked at it a lot, Matt. Bring back up the oil though, because it's just not going away, man. It's not, did we bring up the RBOB yesterday, by the way, too?
No, we didn't. We'll bring that up. Let's bring that up first.
Let's bring that up first, because as far as politics and midterms are concerned, I think people are way more concerned about what they're paying at the pump.
Yeah.
Than any deal that you might get from.
And guess what? You and I talked about this a couple of weeks that, we felt that it was putting in a bottom and this was a good time to buy. And again, that has worked out very nicely. The bottom was put in like at the 230 range, and we're all the way up here to 270 now. That parlays here in Oregon, probably about 550 a gallon. And then
it's unbelievable.
Seriously
unbelievable.
And according to my sons in San Diego, they paid $8 this weekend. So good luck, California. And Schellenberger, by the way, that Dr. Schellenberger that you just brought up writes a fantastic Substack post. Highly recommend anybody subscribe to it. He, I think, was running in a primary to be the governor and lost, Republican, but he still is committed to the state and trying to save it, which, somebody's got to try, I guess, but I think it's too late. California is, New York has now joined California. You can't drive a gas car in 2035 there either, yet they have, 600 charging stations in all of New York City. So good luck with that. I think that's going to work out great.
Good luck.
Anyways, RBOB through the roof this week, by the way. It has taken off, and gasoline, that is RBOB basically. And then crude today hit another new high in this move, crossed 88, has pulled back, I believe, a little bit since. I haven't been following it that closely this morning, but yeah, we spiked at 88.40 and are currently at 87.71. But again, very nice trending. Again, if we take out 90, that's your next level. That is your next level. If we take out 90, why can't we trade 100? If we take out 100, why can't we trade 115, right? Et cetera, stair step. We're just getting back into kind of the value zone here on a longer term chart. This is this is a 3 or 4 month chart. Still not very bullish on this time frame, but on the short time frames, look at that, Bob. Huge move, 76 up to 88 and change. Last I checked, that's close to 20%, 17, 18%. So bears be gone.
Hey, Matt, speaking of harvest.
And OPEC and the OPEC meeting today, again, that they announced cutting production, to your point.
Yeah. Believe me, they're in it for the money. And if you want to talk about the irony of this world, please go to the World Economic Forum and find out who the A-list people are, like the top tier. And when you see that half of them are from OPEC countries, you're going to start to wonder, how could an OPEC country be driving the climate narrative? Oh, wait a second, because $24 a barrel crude is kind of shitty compared to $86 a barrel crude. I don't know. If you can jam it down everybody's throat, that.
Yeah. And again, you want You want to see
Hey,
where
speaking of which, Matt, we spend a lot of time bringing up charts that are in the news. And a lot of the times, Matt, we're bringing it up because there's been a big move. And all of the time, we say on this broadcast that if you got involved in this and you are up this money, please take profits, ring the register. That's what you're supposed to do. And look at silver, gold, and OJ, Matt, and tell me that wasn't sage advice again.
Well, I also just want to come back to crude futures, and I'm going to point out right where my cursor is right now. $52 was about where oil was trading when Sleepy Joe took over on January 21st of 21. And I'm just and by the way, that is where the point of control is on oil longer term, Bob. So 52. So whatever Joe, like, again, if you want to listen to Jean-Pierre, whatever, knucklehead sandwich girl, with the crazy hair, she looks like a cartoon character. She is a cartoon. She's a cartoon. But $52, Joe, is where it was trading. We're at 89 today. So I don't care what you talk about anymore. Like it's a garbage mouth that you have. So stop it. Stop with the garbage mouth. Speak truths and maybe you'll get some respect. But without the truths, it's the same thing going on and on here. This is, again, February of 21, we were trading, or January of 21, we were trading $52. We're at 88 today. We just dipped down to 76. Even at that dip, Joe, you're 50% more expensive than when you took over. So stop it. Just stop it.
Nuanced, Matt. They like using that, and they circle back a lot. Let me circle back. All right, Matt, listen, I know it's early, and you even said this, that it was early. But you know what? That's how we are. That's how I like to operate sometimes, early. And I want to go back to this. Undefeated teams. We're getting to that point, like, these teams all got 4 or 5 games under their belt, right?
Yeah, we're getting, we're mid-season now. I mean,
mid-season, like these, you know your team by now.
Yeah, so we'll have some losers this week on that bracket. I was looking at it. Michigan will win. They're 22-point favorites, so they'll stay undefeated. TCU, Kansas, there's one gone right there because they're both undefeated. So pick your poison. I can't believe Kansas is there. I think this will be the one that TCU rocks them and Kansas will be knocked out.
They go back to shooting 3-pointers?
They go back to rock chalk. Exactly. And yeah. And then I think this one's interesting too. And again, I have not placed any bets yet, but Tennessee, LSU. I think LSU at home in the swamp could beat Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee's really that. They're number 8, but I'm not that impressed with them yet. But the SEC is always tough. So that's going to be an interesting game for an undefeated coming up. Georgia, Auburn, you never know. I mean, it's 28-point favorite, but I doubt it after last week's Missouri debacle. I think Georgia handles, and that's why they're such big favorites today. They're going to come out and practice and smash mouth them. Utah, UCLA, this is a trip up game because, again, UCLA can't get any fans to come cheer for them. So,
in fact, I was
especially a 12:30 game in Pasadena. Good luck getting anybody there. I would bet that this one's going to have less than 25,000 fans.
All right, that is ridiculous. What they have, 40, 42?
They had 41 last week.
41,000 only. It's a mockery of a sham of a travesty.
In the second largest city in the country, you get 41,000 for a number.
Not only that,
and it was 2 undefeated teams, and it was 200, and the most beautiful stadium, Pasadena. I mean, come on.
Why not make it a night game with 12:30? What are you kidding me?
I agree. Why are you doing a 12:30? And that's West Coast. Why are you doing a 12:30 game? That's silly. Anyways, then you got Wisconsin. That's not an undefeated one. I don't know where the other ones are, but that's kind of a little preview of what.
Who does Alabama have?
Hold on. Ohio State will not lose to Michigan State at Michigan State. They're 25-point favorites, so that they'll stay undefeated. Ole Miss, Vandy, 19-point favorites. Don't see that happening either. James Madison, Arkansas State could be a trip-up game. I don't know anything about either of them. Clemson 21-point favorites over BC should be an easy win. Don't see that changing. USC, Washington State, it's potential. I mean, Washington State, which team shows up? The offense is always there. The defense is rarely there. So I don't know. It's at the Coliseum. There'll be more fans at USC than there will be at the Pasadena Rose Bowl.
100%. I guarantee it. Not only
Now,
that, there'll be
Pasadena is
more.
not easy to get to, and it's not easy to get to. Coastal Carolina, Bob, I know you love them, the Cox, whatever they are.
They're not that's South Carolina's the Gamecocks.
Well, but that's that one weird thing that you have. It's the one weird thing next to the Penn State. You tell me what it is. It's some type of chicken.
Well, then it's a cock for sure. They're not
It's a
the
cock.
chickens.
Alabama,
They could be the mud hens.
Alabama's
They're the mud
24-point favorites. A&M blows. They're overrated every year. And I think that pretty much wraps up the undefeated. So we went through them. So Syracuse, who cares? They're not going to last. So you might as well scratch them off that list now.
All right, let me share this, Matt, and maybe we'll talk just a little bit about housing. You shared, and that was this from Michael A. Airot, I guess. Love this one. We'd really like to see something a little less expensive. Okay, I can show you this house again tomorrow. That's the owners. And is that Tom Brady? Please tell me that's Tom Brady. That's why they're getting divorced, by the way. Tom Brady is already house shopping with the little blonde. I don't know. Twitter delivers, man. It always does. And then this one.
That is Tom Brady. You're right.
This one. How do you not love this guy? Whoa, what's going on? How come it's not?
Well, he went to school at the dribbling academy that you showed yesterday.
Look at this. See, yeah, he started in kindergarten dribbling.
Yes.
And now, are you kidding me? This one's even better. This one's even better.
I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
Not a chance. Oh, yeah, there's a chance. Oh, and it pushes the other one into the square. Stop it. Stop. These are my favorites. The old, I'm going to put a little English on it.
Oh, my God.
Whoa. Yeah. All right. Speaking of English, Matt, let's check out the pound sterling. It had a damn good bounce back. Let me get
again, just as we said, when the masses wake up to the fact that the pounds is in trouble, what do, Bob?
You take profits.
Well, if you were short, you took profits. But
yes,
we also said the counter trend trade is coming, 103, all the way up to 115. Look at that. That is monstrous.
That is such a giant move in currency. I mean, seriously, it's almost impossible.
That was the Queen is dead trade, and now the King is dead also. So there you go.
The King is being. Did you see that he did not go to the climate summit? The King. Whatever.
I don't.
Little Chucky. You don't think Chucky is in love?
Chucky is so in the pocket of Klaus. Give me a break. Klaus is his dad.
Oh, I thought Castro fathered all of them. they're all mini Castros. All right.
I think Klaus and Charles are brothers. They're brothers. I don't know who their dad is, but
I don't know.
And Epstein is the third brother, obviously.
That's it. I don't know what else to play here. I don't know.
We haven't talked about airlines in a little bit. So why don't we talk about airlines a little bit? Because this is also.
You know what's crazy about the airlines? Not just, it is we should be able to trade ticket prices because they're fluctuating unbelievable.
Yeah, I haven't looked recently.
I've been looking, they wanted just from here to Denver, like direct. They wanted like 1,200.
That's crazy.
1,200. Are you kidding me?
So
Denver, a 2-hour flight, 1,200. It should be $89, shouldn't it be?
I make the drive. It's only 16 hours. All right. COVID low, $8, and currently sitting at 1267. Got down to 11s here recently. I mean, if you want to see what's going on with the economy, this is a great picture because again, this is not telling me that the economy is cooking. Even at these prices that you're quoting me, this is not a cooking economy. It's kind of like, dead man walking again. It's kind of like Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank. They should have been dead in 08 and 09. Why are they still alive? I don't know, but they are. And they're just dripping down lower. Like, we want to, since everybody's a CDS expert now, Credit Suisse is trading at 420, one of your favorite numbers. The COVID low was 640. So again, achievement and Europe's in trouble. So this shouldn't be that's what, why are we talking about it on this gap down when it made a new low? I don't know. Why weren't we talking about it at 15? That's the problem. Like, these talking heads, it's like, okay, once they bring up a subject to the masses, then, and you've gotten a rally again from this point, right? Went down to 364 and you've gotten a 20% rally. So beware, retail. When you hear the story for the first time and everybody else does, it's not the time to sell it. And it's same thing with Deutsche Bank. Same thing with Deutsche Bank. 781, COVID low here has not been hit, 488. And but again, these two names are heavily levered. They should have been dead in 08 and 09. They're alive still. Kill them already. Kill them already. Somebody will pick up their assets pennies on the dollar, won't they, Bob? Isn't that how capitalism works? If you lever.
Short people got no reason to. Short people got no reason to. All right, Matt.
And by the way, we are at the high of the day for the SPOOs. So just point it out.
Oh, you short people.
Yeah.
Short people.
That 730 IB, perfect buy.
It is very crowded, that short trade. It's very crowded.
And they got to get them out still. So they gave them a little reprieve overnight. So unless you were short yesterday's close, you didn't benefit from that because it was already down. Although it did go down further this morning, just to suck them in one more last smash them in the face. That hour low held. That's why you need to know the IBs, Bob. Know them. If you're going to trade them actively, know them. Live them. Breathe them.
Know them, live them, breathe them. All right, Matt.
And the bonds are down huge. The UB's got down to 135s actually today again.
So there's a little nuance there that the bonds are telling a different story than this stock market.
Yeah, but they always lead a little bit. That's all.
Right.
So I think the market. I think and here's what's interesting. I posted this earlier in the community, but look where we're holding 61.8. The golden ratio. She's right there. 136, basically.
That's UB or ZB?
This is the UB.
Right on.
So again, this is a key level. Make your decision. Place your bets up or down right from this point.
Any more trading in butter? All right, Matt. That's what we got. Please visit us at marketbubbles.io. Please share, retweet, plagiarize. Definitely plagiarize. Anything far and wide. And that's what we got. Thank you so much, Matt. Visit Amazon.com and get yourself some shrimp mojo. Had a nice reach out from somebody that's building a nice bar and tap house. And the Cajun Spice from Manja TV is going to be in their kitchen.
And for all of you still long Upstart holdings from $400, might be a good time to sell them. That's one.
What do you mean? You got to double up down here. How do you not love it here if you liked it at 400? You gotta load the boat right now.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing is this is a consumer finance company, so not only is it going to zero, but it went public at the right time to maximize the insiders selling. So, and I participated with them up there at 400, so I appreciate them and I appreciate all their effort to get it up to $400. Because I like selling things. It's very, very expensive like that. So I appreciate them. Thank you very much.
All right, Matt. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Lee, wherever Lee is. We will be back tomorrow for a Thirsty Thursday segment of
Bob, I need to get your take on this before we go. I need to get your gut feeling. Like you pile into Bitcoin insider trading, along with the manic Kanye calling out the truth of what's going on with crazy Kim and crazy her mom and crazy sisters. Is this finally going to be the end of their run, of their reign?
No chance, dude. We are this culture is addicted to drama and the lowest common denominator. It's just a fact. That's what we're addicted to. That's what the masses are addicted to. The lowest common denominator. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. Did you see, speaking of which, did you see Um, let me s- let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. I should be able to find it. I should definitely be able to find it. This just shows you how fucking ridiculous our. Hold on, I went and I shared. Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about, Matt, was the 50 best bars in the world. I did see that. Here it is. Let me share this. Hold on a second. I don't want to do that. I want it to come up like that. And then I go over here. Definitely. And I share, and then there it is. Man, this is a painting from the 1800s. And there's everybody's like, oh my God, how did they know that we're gonna have iPhones? She's holding an iPhone. And there's a lot of people that like they have no idea what, first of all, what a hymnal or prayer book looks like, because they've never held one in their life.
True.
And this is where we're at. I mean, I looked right at it and thought the gold binding, it's a prayer book or a hymnal.
Right.
Immediately. And when I saw that this was trending, because people are saying, oh my God, the artist knew that in the future there'd be iPhones. I'm like, that's fucking unbelievable that somebody would actually make that jump. Like, what could that possibly be? It's got to be an iPhone 14.
Right.
And that's where we're at. That's our society. Thank you very much.
That is where we're at.
That's where we're at. Anyway, say a prayer, man. Do a lap on the beads for me. You know what that is. I'd appreciate it. I would appreciate it. That's it. Matt, let's praise the harvest. And it's my favorite time of year, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a librarian, so I was born this time of year. Fall colors and pumpkin spice. I'm not one of those pumpkin spice guys year round, though. I think that's sacrilege. Like pumpkin spice in February, sit down. All right, pumpkin spice is for the fall.
But what if you're a pumpkin farmer trying to capitalize on that extra 11 months?
You know what? In the clown world, you'll probably be able to. I'm just saying, in my household, if you start whipping out pumpkin spice in May, you're going to get, a stern talking to. That's all.
How stern?
Very stern. Like Howard Stern.
Do you bring out the yardstick?
How about Howard Stern coming out of his house for the first time in 2 years? And again, here's where we are. Paranoid to the point that he didn't leave his house for 2 years. Thanks, Howard. Thanks for being...
thanks for being a wackadoodle. Thanks. Talk about wackadoodle conspiracy nuts. Jesus.
Right. Thanks for being so brave.
We've all been out there living while you've been fucking cuckoo.
Cuckoo-ca-choo.
Cuckoo-ca-choo, Howard.
All right, Matt. That's it. Be disciplined.
Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel, by the way, is the worst. Jimmy Kimmel. Nobody.
You know what? I want to see the man show back together, and Adam.
Well, he's not a man, so he could go on the.
Adam, what's his name? Isn't it Adam? Carolla.
Carolla, yeah.
Carolla, yeah. He has no love for his old sidekick.
No.
Jimmy Schimmel. Yeah, that's what Jimmy's name is. It's Jimmy Schimmel. Jimmy Schimmel. Anyway.
Burger Meister.
That's what we got. Thank you, Matt.
Short people
got. Hold on. Before let me see if I can hit it once.
Please.
That's it. That's better. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Bob. Short people got no reason.
See ya.
No reason.